Dear students, dear parents, welcome to Easy Edu, your way to success. This video is intended for grade 7 and 8 students in the Cambridge system of education. هذا الشريط مخصص لطلبة الصف السابع والثامن من النظام التعليمي البريطاني. In this video, I'm going to show you the latest changes in the exam format for 2020. هذا الشريط سوف يعرض ملخص للتعديلات التي طرأت على ورقة الاختبار للعام الدراسي 2020. The exam format is the same as the previous one in concerning the different parts. We have the same skills: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. In the section of reading, we have 6 parts. Some parts are the same as the previous exam format. Others are new, as you can see, part 4 and part 6. Part 1, it's a multiple choice short text where students understand 5 short messages of different types, the same as old part 1. Here is an example. Students are given a note or a message and 3 different choices which they have to choose according to the note. Here it says, when a car competition, entries will only be accepted from people who are at least 18. And here we have the choice A, the competition is open to people over a certain age, or there is a maximum age limit for this competition, or C, only 18-year-olds are allowed to enter this competition. So the right choice for this note is A, is open to people over a certain age, as here it says at least 18. And this is for part 1. As part 2, we have a matching exercise in which students have to match 5 descriptions of people to 8 short texts, reading for specific information and detailed comprehension. It's the same as old parts 2. Here is an example. Students are given 5 descriptions of people according to their likes, their interests, and we have 8 different paragraphs. Students have to choose which one of these matches the characters that they have here. This is a test that students are familiar with because it was part of their previous exam. Part 3 is a multiple choice exercise where students read to understand the gist, global and detailed meaning, attitude, opinions, and feelings of the writer, and answer 5 multiple choice questions with 4 options A, B, C, and D, and it's the same as old part 4. Here is an example. We have here a text and different multiple choice questions. Some of the questions ask about details and others ask about the writer's opinion or feelings. So this is again a task that students are familiar with and they can do it easily. As for part 4, we have a multiple choice gapped text. This is a new thing for our students. They have to read to understand the gist and text structure in order to choose the correct sentence to be put in the gaps. Here is an example. Students are given a text with different blanks, and they have to choose from the 8 sentences here which one matches which part of the text. They must be careful with the structure of the text, the ideas, and the supporting details that can be included in each gap. Students need to practice a lot on this. Part 5, it's a multiple choice gap fill where students read the text and choose missing words from they are going to choose from A, B, C, or D to fill the gaps. It's the same as part 5, but with a shorter text. Here is an example. We have a text here with the different blanks, and students have to fill in these blanks by choosing one of the options in each one. Again, this is not something new for our students. Number 6, it's something new again. Here it's an open gap fill. Students read the text and write words in the gaps. Here is an example. This is a short text with blanks to be filled with students' own words. For example, if we look at the first example, this is one of my favorite places to visit. I've learned a huge amount about animals and plants, blank, time I have visited. So they have to decide what word to be included here. The right answer would be, I have learned a huge amount about animals and plants each time I have visited, or every time I have visited. And of course they have to read the whole text and fill in the blanks with words from their own. This is for the reading section. As for the writing part, it consists of 2 parts. Number 1, writing an email, and number 2, writing an article or a story. This section lasts 45 minutes. For the writing the email, students will have to write an email in response to information given. This is a longer task, about 100 words, than the message task in the older paper. Previously, students were asked to write only between 35 and 45 words in answer to a short message, but here it's a longer email. Here is an example. The question says, read this email from your English-speaking friend Sandy and the notes you have made. These are the notes. For example, Sandy says, hi, I'm so excited that you are coming to stay with me for a week. And the students are also excited. So they must express their excitement when replying to Sandy. Of course, they should also include these notes here. Okay? This is the part 1 of the writing task. Part 2, it's writing an article or a story. Students have the choice between an article or a story. Previously, they were given the choice between a letter and a story. Now it is an article and a story. Here, students should not be afraid of writing articles because it does not require them a long article, but simply a short one, about 100 words. Here is an example. As the question says, choose one of these questions. They have to choose either question 2 or question 3. Question 2 says, you see this notice on an English language website. Films, what kind of films do you enjoy? Do you prefer watching them at the cinema or at home? Why? Write an article answering these questions and we will put it on our website. This is the task of the writing. Students need to write an article about films and what kind of films they enjoy and whether they prefer watching them at the cinema or at home. So it's not a big task. As for question 3, it says your English teacher has asked you to write a story. Your story must begin with this sentence. As the plane flew lower, Lou saw the golden beaches of the island below. So they have to complete the story mentioning what happened after Lou saw the golden beaches of the island below. Perhaps he was flying in a plane and he saw an island, and what students should express what happened after Lou saw the golden beaches in the island. Okay, of course, practice makes progress. Students need to practice these types of questions and they will surely be able to answer properly in the exam day. Now we move to the listening task. The listening task consists of 4 parts and it lasts around 30 minutes and it has 4 parts, 25 questions, the same as before. Part 1, it is about multiple choice short texts where students listen to 7 short texts for specific information and choose the right picture A, B, or C. It's the same as old part 1. Here is an example. Students listen to a short recording and they have to answer this question: what did the girl buy on her shopping trip? And they have 3 choices, either a bookcase or a lamp or a pillow. Of course, they have to answer by choosing the right picture according to the listening material. This is part 1. Part 2, it's something new. Students, it's a multiple choice short text, meaning different texts, different conversations. Students listen to 6 short texts for attitudes and opinions or just or main ideas and choose the right option from A, B, or C. Here is an example. For each question, choose the correct answer. An example here, it says, you will hear 2 friends talking about a new clothes shop. What does the girl say about it? Either the staff are helpful, or it only has the latest fashions, or prices are reduced at the moment. So again, they should listen and answer the question. And we have a different situation in which says, you will hear 2 friends talking about a pop band's website. They think the site would be better if its information was up to date, or it was easier to buy concert tickets, or the band members answered messages. This is a new type of questions, but students should not worry about it because the conversation is easy to understand. All they have to do is listen carefully and answer the question. Here it says, what does the girl say about it? And here they think the site would be better if, and should choose the right answer. Part 3, it's a gap fill. It's not something new. Something students would listen to a longer text and write down missing information in the gaps. It's the same as old part 3. Here is an example. Here it says, for each question, write the correct answer in the gap. Write 1 or 2 words, it depends on the information, or a number, or a date, or a time. Here we have information about Anita's holiday in Cuba. The students should read the text and complete it with the missing information. It says here, in the National Gardens, the blank was the thing that attracted most people. Students should listen. What was the thing that attracted people most? Again, it's the same for the rest of the text. And again, this is not something new for students. They are used to doing it. The last part of the listening section is a multiple choice long text. Again, this is not something new. Students would listen to a longer text for specific information, detailed meaning, attitudes, and opinions. It's the same as old part 2. The example here, you will hear an interview with a woman called Vicky Prince, a champion swimmer who now works as a swimming coach. We have different questions for the same interview. They are all about this interview. So Vicky first went in for competition because she had joined a swimming club, or her parents were keen on swimming, or her swimming teacher encouraged her. Students will listen and choose the right answer. This is all for the listening section. Now we move to the speaking part, which consists of 4 parts as before. It's the same, but the parts are different. Here, part 1, it's an introductory phase where students engage in an interview with the examiner and they talk about, sorry, not yet. They will talk about their interests, their likes, their schools, their ambitions, their future plans, and things like that. Part 2, it's an individual long turn where students will describe photographs and managing discourse. That is using the right responses according to the examiner's questions. They have to use appropriate vocabulary in a longer term. That is, they should produce longer sentences or longer responses to the examiner's questions. It's the same as old part 3, but photos are not necessarily on the same topic. Part 3 of the speaking section is a collaborative task where students collaborate in a discussion between each other, and they have to use functional language. By functional language, we mean expressions to say, for example, like to talk about likes, or to make suggestions, or to offer help, or to make excuses and things like that, to make and respond to suggestions, discuss alternatives, make recommendations, and negotiate agreements. Based on picture prompts, it's the same as old part 2. They have to discuss a certain picture and express their own opinions. Part 4 is a discussion between the students and the examiner, and this one is different from the old exam because it is related to the individual long term, not to the collaborative task, meaning that the discussion will be about the topic of part 2, talking about likes, dislikes, preferences, habits, opinions, and agreeing and disagreeing, similar to old part 4, but is now linked to the collaborative task, this one, part 3, not part 2 in as it was linked to the long-term picture description. This is all for the new types of questions in the new exam format for 2020. I wish all my students good luck and hope they will succeed in their future studies. Until next videos, I wish you good luck and thank you very much.